Straight ahead on 12 News, we have updates on multiple police chases, including dash cam video from a dangerous chase that started in Rogers. Plus, a busy time for road construction. We'll show you the projects that will impact your way to work this season. But first, an update on the search for Barway Collins, what the family is now saying about the missing Crystal boy. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Johnson.
And I'm Alexandra Renslow. Today, we are expecting the family of a missing Crystal boy to talk more about the child's disappearance.
Barway Collins has been missing for nearly 3 weeks, and police consider the boy's father a suspect. Reporter Sonia Goins is at Spiritual Church of God in Robbinsdale, where the family was expected to attend a press conference. Sonia?
Now, Mike and Alex, I'm in a church basement where a press conference just wrapped up. Now, Pastor Harding Smith has been by the family's side ever since Barway first disappeared. Today, he spoke for the family, and he answered questions surrounding Pierre Collins, Barway's father. Now, 10-year-old Barway Collins first disappeared on March 18th, shortly after getting off the school bus. Crystal police say Pierre Collins is a suspect. For days, authorities have been searching an area of the Mississippi River. Police say they have strong evidence Pierre was in that area the evening of Barway's disappearance. Pierre says that's not the case. He says he was at a grocery store. The family also cleared up questions surrounding a $30,000 life insurance policy on Barway.
I'm here today for us to find ways to refocus on finding Barway, to put the spotlight back on Barway Collins and not on the family. And I also like to add that there was no insurance policy that was taken a month ago on Barway Collins. The insurance policies was taken over 3 years ago, and this was taken on all 4 of his children. And I might add.
Now, Pierre's ex-wife, Jennifer Collins, alleges that he is a child molester. Now, today the family released court documents that show that there was not enough evidence to charge him of that crime. Meanwhile, Crystal police still need your help. If you have any information, please give them a call. Live in Robbinsdale, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
All right, Sonia, thank you very much. Well, charges are now filed against a Brooklyn Park man accused of leading police on a lengthy chase on a motorcycle. Jarrell Coppage is due in court on Tuesday. He's accused of leading police on a chase through St. Paul, then up north past Forest Lake and back down to Minneapolis. At one point, he was clocked at speeds reaching 150 miles per hour. The chase lasted nearly an hour, both on motorcycle and then on foot. Coppage was eventually arrested in North Minneapolis. According to the Minnesota State Patrol, the incident started following several calls about a group of speeding motorcyclists.
Additional charges may be filed against a suspect accused of leading police on a different chase and ramming at least 2 vehicles along southbound I-494. Bradley Olson of Dresser, Wisconsin, was due in court today on a charge of fleeing a police officer. The criminal complaint says police began pursuing Olson late Thursday afternoon after a call about 2 men trying to break into a home in Rogers. After a chase that reached speeds of up to 115 miles an hour, Olson eventually crashed on I-494 in Plymouth, rolling his SUV 4 times.
The driver did give a statement in the hospital that one of the reasons he drove as unsafe as he did is he knew that police departments typically will discontinue a chase when the conditions get dangerous. So he was trying to drive faster and create more of a hazard so that we would discontinue our chase.
Chief Bean says until they got to 494, traffic was unusually light. He says if it had gone on much longer, they probably would have discontinued the pursuit. During the chase, police say drugs and other items were thrown out the window. Court records show Olson was previously convicted of fleeing police.
The St. Paddy's Day fun could lead to extensive jail time for a Plymouth man. Golden Valley Police arrested 25-year-old Matthew Clarkson of Plymouth for driving under the influence and possession of cocaine on March 17th. Police say that Clarkson was weaving in and out of traffic while driving westbound on I-394, nearly hit a guardrail. An image of the traffic stop shows that Clarkson was dressed in full Leprechaun attire. A breath test found that Clarkson had a blood alcohol level of 0.22. Police say he also received a DWI around St. Patrick's Day last year as well.
He's awaiting trial, and so of course, you know, for us, whether you're dressed as a leprechaun or just a regular person, drunk driving is a losing proposition and a dangerous one at that. So, yeah, not every day we get that, but I guess 'tis the season. It was St. Patrick's Day, so.
And if convicted on all counts, Carlson could face a maximum of 7 years in jail and up to $16,000 in fines.
It was a difficult Easter morning for a Maple Grove family who lost their home to a fire. Dozens of firefighters responded Sunday morning following a fire that started in the garage of a home in the 9000 block of Willoughby Crossing. You can see the devastation that was left behind. Neighbors reported hearing several explosions, which were aerosol cans and tires popping. Fortunately, the family inside was able to escape unharmed. One firefighter suffered minor injuries when one of the home's floors gave way. The cause is under investigation. Your trip to work will get a little more tricky now that road construction is in full swing.
Hennepin County alone plans to make $86 million in road improvements this year. And county officials announced the transportation improvement plan at a news conference this morning in Robbinsdale. One of the projects is the reconstruction of Robbinsdale's Lake Drive. And crews are busy making utility improvements, putting down new pavement and installing new curbs and sidewalks. And while the construction will cause a few headaches, it's all part of the county's effort to improve its aging infrastructure.
Most definitely, it's a positive. We're able to do more of the projects and work on some, get rid of some of the backlog of the projects that the needs are there. We just haven't had the money, and this year we're getting much more of the money.
The county gets about $8 million a year from a $10 wheelage tax the county board approved 2 years ago. This week, drivers traveling through Maple Grove and Plymouth will encounter nightly lane closures in both directions of I-494. The closures are expected from 7 p.m. until 5 the next morning each night this week. There is also a complete closure planned for this weekend for northbound 494. During that time, crews will prepare the northbound lanes for north and southbound traffic. Southbound 494 will then be closed entirely Monday morning. The closures are necessary as part of the third lane construction project. Police dogs work hard every day to keep communities safe. They are often the first to enter a dangerous situation even before their handlers.
But a Princeton woman found out that very few of the canines are prepared for an emergency. As Cassie Bonstrom reports, she's on a mission to change that.
Thousands of dollars and countless hours have been spent to make Stryker a canine for the Plymouth Police Department.
Attaboy.
In the eyes of his handler, Matt Gliniani, Stryker is as important as any human officer, which is why the dog is just as prepared in case of an injury.
Simple stuff like alcohol to clean out a wound.
Plymouth is one of 2 cities in all of Hennepin County that equips its canine handlers with canine medical kits.
She gave us stuff to start an IV with, so you can, you know, if the dog's dehydrated or something like that, showed us how to do that with our medical training that she provided.
The kits, supplied by a vet to all 3 of Plymouth's canines, have already proved to be a lifesaver. Last summer, Odie got overheated during training.
Once we found out his temperature, found it was so incredibly high, they just quick rushed him to the vet and luckily saved his life. But the vet told us later he more than likely wouldn't have made it due to what he encountered if we wouldn't have acted so quickly and had the stuff on hand.
I have yet to hear one officer say we don't need it.
Longtime animal advocate Joellen Kimmel heard of the lack of kits and got right to work fixing it.
Ultimately, we need to raise about $10,000.
She's raising money to buy supplies like gauze, rubbing alcohol, and medicine, items that could make a big difference in an emergency.
There was a police canine in Vegas that actually died from a bee sting. It had an allergic reaction and they couldn't get it to the vet quick enough. Something as simple as a Benadryl, something like this, would have bought them enough time to get to the vet to save that animal's life.
Though Stryker is equipped with a kit, Officer Matt is grateful for Joellen's dedication.
This is phenomenal.
And until the kits become a standard piece of canine equipment, Joellen will continue fighting for the dogs who risk their lives every day.
It's a small price to pay, really, to keep them safe and keep them working.
Cassie Bonstrom, 12 News.
Joellen expects each kit to cost about $350. We have links to her fundraising pages on our website. Check us out at 12.tv. Coming up, companies on the move, including a popular chocolate shop, changing locations.
And then a little later in sports, the Prep Boys tennis season gets underway for the Champlin Park Rebels.
But first, putting a dent into our moderate drought. Rain on Tuesday and more rain later this week.
And welcome back. A big move is planned by Plymouth-based Nilfisk Cleaning Company. Nilfisk will build a new headquarters in Brooklyn Park near Highways 610 and 169. The company is one of the world's leading manufacturers of professional cleaning equipment. It's been in Plymouth for the past 28 years. The move will begin toward the end of this year. And Nilfisk isn't the only company on the move.
That's right. A Plymouth small business that caters to your sweet tooth is changing locations, and there's an upcoming networking event for local small businesses. It's a business update in this week's edition of Business Matters. Coming off the busy Easter holiday, a Plymouth chocolatier is now preparing for a move to Osseo.
The town's growing. It's a small town, and I love the feel of that.
Since opening in 2008 off Highways 55 and 169 in Plymouth, Painted Turtle Chocolatier has found a sweet spot with double-digit yearly sales growth.
And we just sold hundreds and hundreds of this guy.
Owner Pat Godfrey believes moving the business to Osseo's Central Avenue and next door to a flower shop is a good fit. And it could be good timing with a new residential high-rise development nearby.
What's nice is Osseo's in the center, and around it you've got Maple Grove, you've got Brooklyn Park, Plymouth, and then behind it, Champlin.
Look for Painted Turtle to arrive in Osseo next month with a few new offerings.
We will be doing gelato and some really interesting pastries and things too.
So I'm demonstrating my company, which is Young Living Essential Oils.
Attention small business owners in Brooklyn Park and Champlin.
If we can figure out ways to do business with each other, that is what the goal of this event is.
Lisa Chittister is organizing a small business networking event designed to build connections.
It's not just the 30 people that are coming that day. It's the 200 or 300 people that they know.
She's welcoming 30 businesses into her home. Bring business cards, brochures, and products for display, and be ready to make a 3-minute presentation. Then stay for lunch.
I'm sure that every business owner has their highs and lows. And sometimes we get tired of asking the same group of people to come and visit our product. And so it's just a great way to extend your circle of connections.
The Small Business Networking event happens Tuesday, April 14th, and we have more information on how to register at our website, 12.tv. Coming up, one way to put a little extra bounce into your step this spring.
But first in sports, local boxer Caleb Truax gets set for a shot at a title. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back.
Caleb Truax is in training right now for the biggest fight of his career, though you won't hear the man himself say that. The Osseo native will square off against Danny Jacobs on April 24th for the WBA middleweight title. Here's Jason Malillo with more.
Fighting for the WBA middleweight championship is certainly a seize-the-moment opportunity for Caleb Truax. But beyond that,
to me, it's just another fight, man. I don't get too wrapped up in the world title thing. Obviously, it's a great thing to have, as far as being able to, bragging rights, and actually it's great for, will be great for my financial, status. But no, it's just another fight to me. I'm working harder and putting a little bit more time in the gym because I know it's a great fighter I'm fighting against, and it's a little bit longer fight than I'm used to, 12 rounds instead of 10. But just another fight.
Over 28 professional fights, Truax has proved to be a tough and durable boxer with pretty good power. But Truax's opponent on April 24th, Danny Jacobs, is also a hard hitter. Jacobs has won by knockout in 25 of his 28 fights.
He's real athletic. He'll kind of jump in and out and use that to his advantage. And a good fighter with good timing can kind of negate that just by movement and timing. So that's what my plan is to do.
The Truax-Jacobs fight is part of the Premier Boxing Champion Series, which was created by the reclusive but very well-connected promoter Al Heyman. Heyman signed on as an advisor to Truax about a year ago, and the benefits of that relationship run deep.
There's plenty of budget for me to bring sparring partners in here, or if I wanted to go camp in California or to Las Vegas, I could do that as well. So I'm at a position where I wasn't at earlier in my career, you know, where there's a little bit more money behind me, you know, I can have some more luxuries.
This is an exciting time to be an up-and-coming middleweight. The division is stacked with some of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And for Caleb Truax, a win on April 24th could set him up for an eventual shot at some of those elite fighters. Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
Truax's fight is at the University of Illinois Chicago Pavilion on April 24th and will be broadcast live on Spike TV. Boys tennis was the first sport to serve up competition in the spring season. Champlin Park opened its season at home against St. Francis late last week. Jack Dockendorf in the near court for the Rebels. He floats a backhand lob for a winner here. St. Francis' Gunnar Dupont now in the near court comes to the net, gets the volley winner, and he wins the match in 3 sets over Dockendorf. At number 2 singles, Salman Mullah gets the passing winner for the Rebels. Nice work at the net again here by Mullah, but he falls to his St. Francis opponent in the match 6-2, 6-2. At number 1 doubles play, Ryan Frederick in the far court hammers the forehand winner for Champlin Park. That calls for a man hug from partner Nathan Williams. Later, Williams' service return and sets up a volley winner for Frederick, but they fall in straight sets. Champlin Park picks up wins at 4th singles and 2nd doubles, but they lose the match to St. Francis 5-2. We've had some great girls basketball teams and players in the area this winter. Many of the state's best seniors will take the court Saturday for the annual Minnesota All-Star Girls Basketball Series. That includes a handful of local players. Guards Haley Barker of Maple Grove and T.T. Starks of Hopkins are on the Class 4A team. Hannah Schaub of Park Center and Azaria Jackson-Sherrod are on the 3A team. And Lexi Lee of Maranatha is on the Class A team. There are 2 games Saturday afternoon at 1 and 3 o'clock at Carleton College in Northfield. The Miss Basketball Award will be announced after the 2nd game. Exciting day for those young ladies coming up Saturday.
Thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, a fun way to get moving.
What Brooklyn Park, Plymouth, and other local cities are doing to promote fitness when we come back.
And finally, a fun way to get in shape this spring.
Registration has started for Hennepin County's 4-week-long Step to It Challenge. This is video from an event designed to get people walking in Robbinsdale last year. 24 cities are taking part in the Friendly Challenge. The big winner last year, though, was Brooklyn Park with a total of more than 73 million steps. Plymouth recorded 49 million. You can sign up now, and then participants keep track of their steps from May 3rd through May 30th. And of course, it's all about bragging rights,
yes.
and, you know, but getting in shape too. And I think
right.
It's not just walking. If you ride a bike, it counts as some steps or some other things you just do around the house.
And Brooklyn Park has laid down the challenge.
Wow.
You got to go after Brooklyn
That's
Park.
a lot of steps. That's it for now. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Community Corner is coming up next.